Hello, my name is Winfrey Daniel Okolo, and this is Pageant Academy. Thank you all so much for being so supportive right here on this platform. In case you're just watching this video for the very first time, this is Pageant Academy. What we basically do is we try to train people that are interested in going into pageantry, modeling, or in fact anything at all, right? As long as you want to excel at your field and do the best you can to literally just stay on top in that thing you're doing, okay? I am so sorry. Let me start from there by apologizing about not doing this as often as I usually do. I mean, it's been a while, and boy have I missed you guys so much. But then again, I'm here right now, so can we continue from there, please? Okay, thank you. I mean, it's been so much. So much has happened. Let me just give you guys a brief summary of what it's been like for me. So much has happened. I started working at a new job. I got engaged, and so much more. Check my IG for all those details, okay? And so it's actually been a whole lot. And I've also been having the Pageant Academy crash courses. We started in June or July, and we've been having it every last Saturday of every month. And it has honestly been really great, guys. Like really great. We've had amazing girls come over. We've had so much fun and all of that. But sadly, we have a little technical issues, and for November won't be happening anymore, the one for the end of this month. So sadly I had to resort to this, because I mean, from here I can literally reach you guys anywhere, in fact any part of the world, and I think this is actually a really great platform, so I think I'll be using it, I mean, as I usually do, right? So until I am able to sort out the technical issues, we will literally be here having one amazing time. I'll try my best to not go MIA too often. Okay, so today I'm literally just going to go through what we basically do at the crash course. So this is going to literally be like an online crash course kind of thing, okay? But to be very honest, it can be as intimate as it usually is, because we actually go through personal exercises. And if you've literally been at any of our crash courses, please do well to put down a comment and telling us what month you actually went there. I mean, we have so much fun. We really talk about detailed stuff, and I get to talk to each and every girl personally on their own fears and challenges. And we also get to do like catwalk, we get to do questions, all those in practical form, which is actually what I prefer, because I believe physicality one-on-one usually tops it all, okay? But I'll try my best right here to give you great stuff, okay? Okay, so normally during the classes, what I love to do is to start by telling everyone to come prepared with their introductions, because no matter what, pageantry or not, when you go somewhere, you have to introduce yourself. I mean, when I started this video, I had to introduce myself, right? And then again, the introduction was very brief, but then again, we have more comprehensive introduction. So if you need that, a format for introducing yourself, make sure you do go and check our past videos on how to introduce yourself. I literally broke it down how best to introduce yourself, and I think that video has really helped a lot of people. If it has helped you, please do comment below, okay? So that is literally about that, okay? So today I'm literally going to be going through what we discuss during the crash course. It's going to be a very lengthy video, but I think I'll break it down and release it easily so we do not get overwhelmed, right? So basically, how we start, as I said, is to ask everyone to go introduce yourself. So when you find that video, I want you, yes you, to prepare your own self-introduction video and put it in the comment section. Okay, feel free to send me a DM if you feel okay, fine, I'm not here to respond to this, right? As intimately as you want. Feel free to send me an inbox or a DM on Instagram. I am at Winfrey Daniel Okolo on Instagram and all of that, right? Personally, or you can send it to Pageant Academy NG on Instagram also, or just put it down in this comment section, or put it in the inbox right here on YouTube, okay? So when you do that, I'll go through it and then add and let you know if, I mean, it's great. I also would advise that you, if possible, do a voice note of your self-introduction on your phone, so that at any time, any point in time you're in a position, you have to introduce yourself, you can quickly listen to it and then get right back on track on how to go about doing that. I do this a lot. I believe, yeah, writing it is one level, but then again, reciting it or saying it and internalizing it is another level. So that is actually very, very important. All right. So after each and every one introduces themselves during the crash course, what we then do next is literally I ask them of their greatest fears participating in pageantry, in modeling, or their greatest fears generally in life. So we focus honestly on pageantry because there are a lot of girls that come, or most of the girls that come, have interest in participating in pageants, right? So I like to focus on that. However, I also keep an open channel to have discussion on any other thing that literally bothers them. Okay, so what actually happens is most of the girls we literally have things that have literally been on people's minds a lot, that are usually on girls' minds when it comes to for them participating in pageants, right? So I wrote some of them or most of them down. And to be very honest with you, the majority of people have issues with getting ready for the pageants as regards sponsorship, right? They also have issues with I know some girls we had issues with their height and a certain body and size and all of that. So okay, so this is what I'm looking for, right? So most of the girls, yeah, they also have issues with voting. They have issues with, stage performance, grand finale, pageant scams, right? Extortions and the lies that organizers tell most times, their stature, which is height and weight, and predictability of the winners, and crowning moments, stage fright. Pageants and prostitution. They also have issues with parents not allowing them or supporting them. They also have issues with knowing whether to go, how to balance school and all of that stuff. They have issues with, insecurities. Am I pretty enough? Am I fine enough? Am I eloquent enough? All those kind of things. Also, ticket sales and getting of organizers and sponsors and things like that, right? So these are things that girls commonly have issues with. So now at this point, I will address these issues I just mentioned now as briefly as possible, and then I will tell you that if you have issues, or if you have I'll ask you right now, what are your greatest pageant fears or modeling fears? If you know you have issues, whatever it is that literally wants to put you, literally wants to hinder you from participating in pageants, I would advise you to put it right down there in the comment section, and I will try my best to answer them, right? If I don't answer in time, feel free to buzz me in my DM and tell me, oh, you said you were going to answer, you haven't answered me, all right? Just feel free to do all of that, okay? So, so just put down whatever fears you have, whatever myths or pageantry you've heard that makes you feel scared. So now, I think number one on the list for most of the girls was extortion. Okay, no, I'll say sponsorship, right? So this is what I always say, right? There's nothing like sponsorship. I'll simply say it that way when it comes to pageantry. You're not required to get a sponsor. However, pageantry is not cheap, right? So to participate in something like that, you definitely need support, right? So I will start with the primary places you're meant to get support from. Your primary source of support should be your family and your friends, right? If you're not working and if you cannot support yourself, right? After that, to be very, very honest with you, the best you can do is literally, or the best I would advise you to do is literally approach brands to help you out. However, know that when you're approaching brands, you must have something to trade in return. It's not that basic. Don't just feel that, oh, okay, these brands are going to give me their stuff for free because I'm going to put them out there and think, okay, fine, you won't offer them anything. And most times when they give you the dress, you literally just run away with it. And or give you a dress or give you jewelry or something, you just run away with it. It's not good. A lot of people, it's money they also used to make these dresses. It's money they used to create this jewelry, or buy this jewelry or shoes or whatever it is, or hair and all of that. And it's a business they're trying to run. So for someone to literally outrightly stand up and say, okay, fine, I'm going to support you, even when I don't know whether you're going to win or not, it's a great deal. So you need to literally think about ways to repay this brand. If you don't have money, I'll honestly advise you at least raise up some budget to purchase some things. You can't get everything for free, okay? So you go back, you exchange value for their product and make sure that you deliver on whatever it is you promise them you're going to deliver. Honestly, you might feel like you don't have anything, but check within you. You have something you can trade for something. And that's why that will now lead me to social media and being active on on social media. As a beauty queen, you want to participate in pageant, you're thinking of participating next year, and you're in this year. You should start being super active on social media so that when it's time to vote, when it's time to reach out to brands, people see that at least you're making an effort to put yourself out there. People can connect with you more, and people will vote you more. At least they'll be more interested in voting for you if they actually have an idea of who you are, or if they followed your journey thus far. Put someone that just appears on their screen and like that they don't know from anywhere, right? So I hope I'm going to answer the responsibility selection. However, I would say pageantry is expensive. However, you need to blow the bank, right? Getting of things shouldn't be so easy. So it shouldn't be so difficult or expensive. What I did when I was going, I reached out a friend of mine, Madonna Sarah, you guys know her. She's a designer. She helped me with my outfits. We went to market together, I bought the fabric together, I put the designs together, and I just saw how with what I had, right? So that's literally how I don't start looking for designers with the biggest names because you want to do this, you want to do that. However, if you have the means to do all that, there's nothing wrong with it. Please go for it and kill it. Okay, so that is usually my take when it comes to things like that. Also, same thing with other brands. Don't stress yourself, and also don't get overwhelmed. You're at the stage of auditions. If the auditions are not free, you're paying 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. Think first of your 10,000 naira. When you pay that one, you pass that one, you go to the next level. Then you start thinking of how to get things one after the other. All right, you don't need the most expensive clothes, the most expensive shoes, the expensive makeup or hair and all of that. You don't. All you need to do during the pageantry is look decent. Yes, all those things matter because of the world we're in now. People are really fashion inclined. People are going to be seeing who is peppering who on the gram and all of that. It's absolutely great, but that's literally is not what guarantees winning. People just want to know that you have a good heart, you look great, you're eloquent, you're intelligent. Those are the things that really matter, not how expensive your dress is. Believe me, mostly the most expensive dress on the stage is not the prettiest. Trust me, okay? So don't bother yourself with all of that. Do what you have to the best of your ability with your means. However, you have the money to splurge away. Okay, so moving next up, let me talk about voting, right? So a lot of people also put a lot of effort and effort into voting. I mentioned that, yeah, be active on social media, so by the time you're telling people to vote, they will vote for you without having a problem. That is great and fine, right? And also, I mean, it's your family, it's your friends that are literally going to vote for you. Make use of your WhatsApp status, make use of your WhatsApp contact, share to as many people as possible. If you can gather a team that will go on the road, just have people do for Big Brother to vote them on the road, please do that and don't stress yourself. However, don't now use all the money I meant to use to take care of yourself, maybe on camp, or maybe to use to get a few things here and there to go and vote. So, I mean, voting is great, but don't use it to go and do buying t-shirts and printing banner. All good and great, but to be very, very honest with you, it's really not necessary, because the truth, what is eventually is going to stand you out is your performance on stage. So if you put all that effort and put all that money into perfecting your performance on stage, believe me, you are going to excel. So the people that printed shirts, printed banners, printed all of that, by the time they see you on stage and probably you are performing better than the girl they printed banner for, they will leave them and face you. This life is not fair. People are not so nice. Okay, so just be wise. Let the people be gathering all the votes. Let them be gathering all the votes. By the time you now come, right, and do your whole thing, just trust me. A lot of girls are like, people are literally going to leave who they came to support and support you. Do you understand? Because that's the way life is. It's not fair, but it literally is what it is. All right, just imagine you go and print all those things now, then somebody now performs better than you. You are looking. The people you are wearing your shirts will go and be cheering for another person. So please, baby girl, be smart. It is very important. Be smart. All right. Something a lot of girls also spoke about was height and your weight. So a lot of people say, okay, fine, and they don't think it's fair that girls that are 5'6" or 5'7", 5'8", they don't think they select them because of this, because of that, because of that. Also girls that are overweight and all of that. The truth of the issue is that when it comes to pageantry, there is a look. We cannot deny it. All right, so if you want to fit into there, you should literally have your mind set that, okay, fine, I should be willing to fit in looking like this. Now that is in regards to weight. Right? So now let me address the issue of height. The issue of height, you did not dictate your height. You cannot dictate your height. It's also you that told God, I want to be this tall, I want to be this short, right? That happened to just happen the way it happened, right? And that is awesome. Now, what I tell girls is, if you're not tall, thank God for heels. Use really high heels. But even more importantly, is the fact that if you're not so tall, you need to now actually like add on features to yourself that will literally fill up for that gap you have in height. Okay, for instance, now you're 5'8", but then again, when you open your mouth to speak, everyone stops. You cannot affect your height, however, you can affect the way you speak. You can train yourself, you can watch videos on YouTube, you can rehearse in front of mirrors, you can rehearse your question and answer, you can rehearse a whole lot of things by yourself. Believe me. Okay, so whatever you don't have in height, top it up in other things, because trust me, eloquence when it comes to pageantry, intelligence are very, very important. You can't affect your height. The best you do is wear 6 inches. Wear 6 inches, and make sure you're careful and you don't twist your ankle. But then again, make sure you read up, make sure you're intelligent, make sure by the time you open your mouth to speak, people literally pause and are like, see, we need that girl on our stage, right? So that's the way, one of the examples of ways you can actually fill up. Now, another thing is the weight. Now, the weight is kind of different. A lot of people say, okay, fine, with my body type, I'm just bigger, blah, blah. Yes, some girls are bigger. However, fat is a different thing entirely. As much as a lot of people say the word fat is offensive, I'm sorry, fat is fat. All right, you know this is what you want to go for. If you're not specifically wanting to go for a pageant that's big, bold, and beautiful, then you need to work on yourself. Yes, I'm saying it. You need to go to the gym. You need to eat right. As I'll say, there is a right weight for everybody. If you go to the hospital, they will look at your height and they will literally tell you, okay, fine, you should be weighing around here and here for weight-wise, right? Once upon a time, I was actually on the weight, right? Because I was this tall, and the doctor was like, see, if you're this tall, you're meant to weigh this much, right? Because of your bone mass, there's things they do their calculations, all right? So the main thing you need to know is that there's a particular weight for you. So go and find that weight out and try to hover around it. You don't have to be exactly, but just try to hover around it, all right? So you're not under or overweight. Eat right, drink your water, work out. It's meant to be a normal thing. So how I like to say, okay, fine, I personally check my weight on a normal days. Am I eating right? Am I taking my servings of fruits, vegetables, drinking my 2 liters of water at least a day, and like eating the proper amount of protein and carbohydrates? Am I working out? Am I sleeping right? If I do all these things and everything balances, I will now know that indeed I'm within my weight category. Okay, so do not be lazy and say, okay, don't body shame me because, oh, this is how I am. That's not how you are, girl. Go and check it. All right, so that is that about that. So I've spoken about extortion. Okay, now let me speak about extortion. So now a lot of people, because there's nobody governing the pageants industry, a lot of people literally just start up pageants because they can. We see that a lot. So before you participate in any pageant, I have a video on that also. Go and check the past videos on how to literally decide what pageant to participate in, because a lot of people are out there to extort you. So what you actually need to do is to do your own research. A lot of pageants will come and say, okay, fine, these are first seasons, Still ask the person that's telling you to go for the pageant a lot of questions. If they can't answer your questions, meet the organizers. I've spoken about this in my other videos. Go and check it out. Beware, girls, beware. A lot of people are out there to honestly just make money from gathering girls and doing pageantry, right? So make sure you do the right thing and just know that, see, do your research, do your homework so you don't fall a victim. But then again, if you fall a victim, it's most likely because you're literally probably not doing what you're meant to do. Like, I mean, there are people out there, don't get me wrong, that actually dupe you. But then again, just make sure you're also smart. Make sure you ask the right questions. Red flag on organizers. If you're asking questions and they're telling you, I beg you're asking too many questions, and tell them to go their pageant. You don't know what to do. Go to a pageant organizer that was ready to answer all your questions and make sure that all your fears are at least allayed, all right? So it is very, very important. Now, a lot of organizers literally have goodwill to actually make good their promises of giving you a car, giving you money, giving you all of that, but not everybody falls through eventually. How I saved myself from that stress, because I had my first experience and it was it wasn't a great one, right? But then again, it's not like it was crazy, but there was just a whole lot of struggle back and forth. Then I learned early, before my next pageant days, that the best time or the best way to actually attack these platforms is to know that the goal is the platform, not the money, not the car, not all of those things. Once you have your eyes off all of those things, believe me, you'll be all right. But if there's nothing wrong in expecting, because you won, this is what they said they will give you, yeah, it's yours, right? But at the same time, a lot of people say that, but I'm just saying, this is not an excuse for parent organizers to literally promise and not deliver. No, it's not, right? It's just me telling you that to save yourself all that stress, all you need to do is literally focus on the platform. think about what you want to use the platform to do. So that by the time you get there, you'll be in the perfect position to do everything you need to use the perfect platform to do and be good. Do you understand? Right? For instance, now, pageantry literally brought me this amazing career I have now as a TV presenter, which I love absolutely, right? So that was not me focusing on the money. Just imagine I got angry and fought with the organizers at that time because, oh, you didn't give me the money you planned, or you planned for me when you were meant to, and all of that, and I walked out of the organization. They would definitely not give me an opportunity to literally even earn way more and literally gain all the experience I got up to this point, right? So not all of you intend to be TV presenters or whatever, but believe me, there are opportunities everywhere. You just need to be smart about it. You just need to think about it, and you just need to move and be focused and know exactly what you want to use the platform to do. Okay, so now that is that about extortion. So I said I'll just do a brief summary of what a lot of girls complain about mostly, and these are actually the topics, right? Now for the other ones, if you have more that I didn't touch on, please feel free to, in the comment section, right, just drop what your fears are, because that's literally how we do it. After you introduce yourself, remember, don't forget your introduction, drop your comments on what your greatest pageant or modeling fears are, and I'll try my best to answer it, okay? Okay, all right, so for now, that's where I'm going to stop in this particular video. However, this video is continuing, all right? So do not go anywhere, or just hold up and just make sure you're aware when I drop the next video, okay? I love you. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Pageant Academy NG. I'm personally at Daniel Colo, and I'll be seeing you very soon.